Hey, David's Men, week 5. And our verse for week 5 is about fellowship. Now, as we are getting ready to get together in our first group meeting, as we're looking at the book, Not a Fan, and saying, what are the things that mark the difference between just being interested in God or just being curious about things or really liking learning or being taught, but going beyond that to really be a disciple, to go, this is being active in my life. I am growing every day and fulfilling, walking out, making these principles a part of who I am. And this fellowship component is huge. That's the reason David's Men can be so powerful in our lives, because it is an opportunity to not only read these books, memorize these passages, but come together in a way that encourages each other. Now, I hope you're not letting these scriptures pile up. I hope every single week you're memorizing one and then adding the next one to it and making sure that they all stay fresh, because if we do that, then it doesn't seem overwhelming. Now, this week, as we're looking at Hebrews 10, 24 and 25, it says, let us consider how we can spur one another on and toward love and good deeds, and not forsake gathering ourselves together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging each other, and all the more as we see the day approaching. Now, think about that, spurring one another on. I have several different activities in my life where people around me encourage me and inspire me. I remember the days when I used to just prepare for sermons all by myself. Now I have a planning team, and I have the other pastors giving input into what's going on, and it is so much richer, so much actually easier to go deeper and to do more, because there's a team of people pulling that around. You're going to experience that in our David's Men group, in being able to have other people, and some of you have been in small groups before, and you know the power of knowing that other people are there. Accountability is the same thing. When I know that other people are walking with me on this journey, I don't want to slack. I don't want to be the person that didn't get my part of the assignment done, that didn't pull it together. And he says, let us consider, let's look very carefully at a strategy that we will be able to spur one another on and encourage each other. And he says, because some people will forsake gathering together. It's like, I can do this on my own. I'm fine. I can be out there. And he goes, oh man, that is the thing we do not want to do, especially as we see how important the days ahead of us are. Now, in their day, they were walking through many times persecution. There was people that were physically out to get them. And they were having to pull together and strengthen one another so they wouldn't become discouraged or overwhelmed. In our life, it's not necessarily persecution. I believe it's busyness. I believe we can be so busy with just so many things that we lose our effectiveness at almost everything. We're not focused. We're not directed. So when we look at this, let us consider how we can spur one another on toward love and good deeds, and not forsake gathering ourselves together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging each other. And all the more as we see the day approach, or we consider the challenges that are in our day. So let's make that verse not just something we memorize, but something we put into practice this week. Let's be encouragers of one another. Let's spur each other on. And I'll see you Saturday.